Hey, I'm Jesse Hunt with Unofficial. We're a web design and digital marketing agency located in downtown Memphis. Since 2002, I've been helping Mid-South businesses just like yours improve their websites and find more customers on the internet. Today, I'm going to perform a video website audit on your website that'll show you some areas for improvement that might be hurting your business. The entire audit will take 15 to 20 minutes and should leave you substantially more informed about what's working and what's not working so well on your website. I hope you'll find the audit informative and that you'll keep me in mind if you ever need some help working on your existing website or building a new one. Thanks a lot for watching. Let's get started.
Hey, Master Brumley. So here we are on the homepage of your website. As you can see, we're at www.memphiskicks.com. And what I want to do here, I want to scroll through your website, click through your pages, talk about what I'm seeing on your website. From there, we'll go and look at a tool or two that Google provides us with, get some insight on what Google has to say about your website. And from there, we'll go and look at some search results, see how you're performing in the search engine rankings. And we'll come back and use a few tools that I've got installed here on my computer to get a better understanding of what's happening behind the scenes on your website. I'll try to keep it succinct and not take up too much of your time here. Don't want to overwhelm you or like I say, take up too much time. So when I land on your website, first thing I notice is this big red image. It's header image here. The kid over here and the lady on the right. I've noticed that a lot of websites use this kid and this lady. I think maybe it's a company that builds martial arts websites, but they seem to be using a lot of the same pictures. So I guess as long as there are not a bunch of websites in Memphis using those, it's probably okay. To be honest, I haven't looked through all the martial arts websites. I'd be a little concerned that these pictures show up on, on several of your competitors' websites or something, and that might cause confusion. But other than that, I like that you've got your locations here in the header of the website. Lets people know right off the bat that you've got multiple locations and where those locations are at. As we scroll down, I don't know that I'm crazy about the black slate in the background here. It feels like there's some wasted space going on there. The text here, I like that you've got a lot of text in the body of the website, but it feels like there should be some pictures and stuff going on here. I mean, when I think of karate, especially, I guess not just for kids. I was going to say especially for kids, but really for any age group. People do karate as a discipline, as a fun pastime, and for fitness. But I feel like this should look more fun. I should see people sparring or people kicking or whatever. I don't know, breaking blocks. Whatever the imagery is that you want people to have in mind when they're looking at your website, I would have that imagery throughout the website so that you don't ever get to a spot where you're looking at a just big blank screen of just nothing but black text on a white background here. While we're here on the homepage, I want to talk about your addresses a little bit. I did a little bit of research. One of the things that Google is really putting a strong emphasis on these days is they want to see that when you put contact information on your website, that contact information matches up with the contact information that Google has in their database for your local listing, and then also that information matches up with other websites that mention you across the internet. So Yellow Pages directories and Better Business Bureau and all these other websites that talk about you. They want to make sure that the acronym is NAP. It stands for name, address, and phone number. Google wants to make sure that your NAP is consistent across your website, their listing, and then all across the internet. By having it consistent on all those websites, it shows authority. It makes your business seem more trustworthy and more reputable. And so Google will reward you for that with improved search engine rankings. So what I did is I just ran a few Google searches that I was certain would make Google display your listings, your local listings. So here, as you can see, I typed Taekwondo University Memphis, and this next tab I typed Taekwondo University Bartlett, And in the next tab, I type Taekwondo University Olive Branch. So let's start with the Memphis one here. Taekwondo University Memphis. Here's the local listing. This is where Google has your information that I'm talking about. They have you listed as Taekwondo University Inc. is the business name. All right, so if we come back over to your website, here you refer to your business as just Taekwondo University, not Taekwondo University Inc. And more specifically, you write Taekwondo as one word, where Google has your listing as Taekwondo as 3 separate words, and then they put Inc. on the end. So I know that seems like a subtle difference, but to Google, that's a pretty substantial difference. I mean, it's an entirely different business name. Let's look at the Bartlett one. All right, so Taekwondo University Bartlett is different. Taekwondo is one word, university, and then Bartlett is added to the name. The way I would recommend fixing that is up here where you've got Bartlett, Olive Branch in Tennessee. Maybe right above your address, I would put Taekwondo University Bartlett, Taekwondo University Olive Branch, Taekwondo University Memphis. Or however Google has it displayed. Then claim this listing with Google. It looks like somebody's already claimed it. I don't know if it was you or somebody that you've worked with in the past, but I would get possession of these listings and edit them to make them perfectly consistent with the information that's on your website. All right, so we've talked about business names not matching up already. Now let's compare the address information. So here, this is the Memphis one. They've got 7006 E Shelby DR for drive. So 7006 E Shelby DR, Memphis TN 38125. Come back to your website, come over here to this Memphis one. Here we've got 7006 Shelby DR, so it's missing the E. Memphis, it's missing the TN 38125. Those little inconsistencies make all the difference in the world when it comes to ranking well in Google and making sure that Google views those that name, address, and phone number as being perfectly consistent. So definitely recommend changing this on your website to match up with the way that Google displays your address. It's hard sometimes to get Google to change the way they describe an address. I highly doubt you'll be able to get Google to remove this E for East in Shelby Drive. It's much easier to change it on your website to make it agree here. Let's look at another one. Bartlett, you've got 7665 Highway, HWY 70, Suite 102. Bartlett, there's no Tennessee, just Bartlett 38133. If we come over here and look at your listing here, we've got 7665 US-70 number 102. So US-70 number 102 versus Highway 70 Suite 102. Big difference. Again, I know it's subtle. A human looks at that and goes, okay, this is the same address. And don't get me wrong, Google's a pretty smart company, and I think they can understand that it's the same thing. However, it just doesn't quite make the connection when it comes to search engine optimization. Having these small things fixed can definitely make a difference in your search engine rankings. So definitely recommend getting that cleaned up. And then I did Olive Branch, and interestingly, it doesn't look like you have a local listing in Olive Branch. When I searched, you can see I searched Taekwondo University Olive Branch, Mississippi up here, and what it pulled up is your East Shelby Drive listing. So probably need to create a listing for your Olive Branch location, and then make sure that the address information in that listing matches what you've got on your website. So, all right, enough of that. I'll stop beating that horse. Click here, go to your About Us page. I like this. It's got a picture of you. I think that's good. Again, maybe some pictures of your dojo or facilities, people working out or whatever. I think more pictures would make the website more exciting. I do like the background that you've got here, although it feels like that's some wasted space. Also maybe makes the website feel a little dated. These days, most websites are built at 100% width, so the content fills the website, and then you would have pictures like this as, like horizontal rows or whatever. So I think having it like that makes it feel a little dated. I'm not sure how old this website is, but at any rate. Here's the kid we were talking about again. I like this page though. It seems fun. This kid looks like he's having a good time. This kid's smiling. I think this page is pretty good. I'd recommend adding more content to it, and also recommend breaking these up. I would probably say add a page for kids martial arts. So when you come to classes, there's a read more button, or you just make this a link so you can click it, go to a page that's specifically about martial arts for kids, specifically a page about martial arts for adults, a specific page about a summer camp, and a specific page about your after school program. By doing that, you can use those pages to get far more aggressive with your search engine optimization and increase the likelihood that you'll show up in the search results if people are looking specifically for kids martial arts or adult martial arts or after school programs or what have you. So contact us page. This page looks pretty good. I'm curious, do you not want people to email you through the website? You don't have a contact form on here. I find that a lot of people fill out contact forms, so it's often a good thing to have. Might recommend adding that. And then frequently asked questions. This page is it's not bad. Sometimes I like frequently asked questions pages where it'll show the questions and you have to like tap them and it'll drop down, so there's not so much text to overwhelm you on this page. But that's nitpicky, so no big deal there. I just noticed that down here you've got links to other websites. So looks like you've got quite a few websites. I noticed one earlier that was, what was it? liveyourpotential.info or something like that. I'm doing that from memory, so if I got that wrong, I apologize. But here you've got Memphis, martial arts memphis.com, you've got Memphis Kicks olivebranch.com, and Memphis Kicks Shelby.com. So these are looks like more websites following kind of the same layout. Calling all Olive Branch parents. I'm just comparing the content. I'm seeing if we have duplicate content going on. Looks like the content's different. I'm curious why you have so many websites. They all have the same phone number and whatnot. I'm curious if all these websites are competing with one another and actually hurting you more than they're helping you, or if they're helping you out. It would take me a long time to audit all of these, and so unless you specifically tell me that you want me to do that, I'm not going to go through doing all that. But if you've got some traffic stats on these, I could help you compare those and help you. If you could give me a list of all the websites you've got, I could run a few reports and see whether they're helping or hurting each other. So I think there's definitely some things I'd want to look at there. I get worried anytime I see a whole bunch of websites for the same business, because I think that could ultimately hurt you more than it helps. But if that's something you'd like to talk about, I'd love to chat with you about it. Next thing I've done here, I've gone ahead and done this, use this tool. This is a tool provided by Google for website developers. It's called the Mobile Friendly Test. Long story short, Google wants to see that websites are mobile friendly because it provides a good user experience to the visitors that they send you, particularly when those users are using iPhones, iPads, Android devices, that kind of thing. Google says your website is mobile friendly, so I'm not going to talk too much about this. The one thing I will say, I noticed that what Google shows your website looks like on a mobile device, it looks a little different than your website looks on a desktop version. I generally like to try to keep the design consistent from one site to another, from the desktop version to a mobile version, just because I want people to feel like they're on exactly the same website regardless of what device they're on. So that might be one thing I'd tweak there, but not too big of a deal here. I think your mobile version, it's good that you've got one, so you're probably okay there. Let's see. So here's the liveyourpotential.info showing up in the search results. It's taken up the first 3 spots. Then you've got Memphis Kicks Olive Branch, a YouTube video, Yellow Pages, Facebook, Memphis Kicks. I don't know. Again, I'm concerned about the multiple sites, but like I said, we can discuss that more later if that's something you'd like to talk to me about. Next thing I've done, I did a few Google searches. I tried to put myself in the shoes of somebody that would be looking for your services. And I said, okay, if I was looking for these services, what would I type into Google? First one that came to mind, Memphis Taekwondo. So when I searched Memphis Taekwondo, this is a paid listing. It's got this little ad icon here. this person's paying to be here. The more you pay, the higher you rank. So if you want to show up here, I can certainly give you some pointers on how to set that up, but I'm not going to talk too much about it for now. Here we've got local results. Now these local results are determined very heavily by your location, by having very consistent name, address, and phone number information across the internet, across your website, Google's listings, and all the other websites on the internet. Has to do with how many reviews you've got, whether you've got good reviews. So that's the kind of things that affect how you rank here. As you can see, you're not showing up at all in the local results here on the first page. As we then scroll down, your Midtown Taekwondo ranks number 1. Now, liveyourpotential.info, which is your website, is ranking number 2. Memphis Kim's Martial Arts.com, Taekwondo Academy Bartlett, Facebook.com, Facebook, Midtown ATA, Elite Memphis Moms, Cordova TKD rather, and then Midtown ATA. So there. Your Live Your Potential website ranks here, so that's a good thing, I guess. You're ultimately getting the traffic. I just wonder if we consolidated all your efforts into one website, if we could do a better job of putting you up here, moving you up. I know if I start talking about getting rid of all your websites, that may be a scary thing, and I don't know. So something we can discuss, but I feel like there's some opportunity for improvement here, some opportunity for improvement here as well, maybe. Next up here, I searched Memphis Martial Arts. As you can see, you're not ranking at all here in the local results. And then as we scroll down, Memphis Martial Arts Center, My Memphis MMA. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see you at all you're not showing up at all on the first page for Memphis Martial Arts. Here I searched Memphis Karate. You're not showing up here in the local results. And as we scroll down, Karate Memphis Martial Arts Center. Yeah, not showing up at all on the first page for this keyword either. So I definitely think there's room for improvement. My guess is the reason for the 4 or 5, how many ever websites you've got, was probably intended to try to diversify and pull more traffic from the search engines. However, that alone, or that coupled with the address information that we talked about earlier, those little things may be the things that are holding you back from getting traffic on all these websites. So, at any rate, I'm going to close out some of these tabs real quick. All right, back to your website. A couple more things I want to look at, and I'll wrap this up. This right here is a tool I've got installed in my browser. It's called the Google Tag Assistant. It scans your website and looks for Google tags. It shows Google Analytics is installed on your website. That's good. That's the tag I was looking for. Now, Google Analytics allows you to see how many people are coming to your website, what they're looking at while they're there. Did they land on your homepage and immediately leave, or did they click through to your Contact Us page, send you an email, and get in touch? So Google Analytics helps you to better understand how your website is performing as a marketing tool and whether or not it's generating a good return on investment for you. I'm glad to see that you've got it installed. Based on so it shows Google Analytics and then it shows your account number here. Your account number, I don't know if you can see this on the video or not, but it ends in a -4. That indicates there are at least 4 websites in your analytics account. I'm not terribly surprised since you obviously have more than one website. Just curious if you installed this, or if you're aware of these analytics, or if that's something that your web developer set up whenever they built these websites and that you don't have any idea that you even got access to it. If you don't know that you have Google Analytics, I'd highly recommend asking them for access to it and reviewing the data that's there. It provides really good information. It'll really help you to understand how well your website's performing. If you don't understand the data in the analytics reports, give me a call and let me walk you through it. There's good stuff there if you know how to find it. One more tool I want to look at. I've got one other tool installed on my browser here. This is called SEO Quake, and this is a page SEO audit, so page search engine optimization audit. Basically, it scans the code of your website, tells us how the website was optimized. It just gives me a real succinct way to run through this and kind of give you some feedback on the optimization of your website. The first thing I want to look at is the title tag. Now, if we're on your website, up here at the very top of the screen in the tabs, the text, see if we hover over it, your tab, the text in that tab says Tennessee Martial Arts Classes for Kids and Adults and More. That's your title tag. In a search result, well, unfortunately, it didn't pull up this particular website whenever we searched it. However, this text at the top of a search engine listing right here, this is usually pulled from your title tag as long as Google feels like it's relevant. So if we come back over here, your title tag says Tennessee Martial Arts Classes for Kids and Adults and More. In my opinion, the title tag is the most important place to put your keywords if you want to rank well for them in the search engines. This isn't a great title tag, in my opinion. I would focus more on making this title tag use keywords that people are actually going to search for if they're looking for you. I would make this say something like Taekwondo University, Memphis Taekwondo and Martial Arts, or something like that. I don't know. We can talk about it more and come up with the optimal title tag, but I think it could definitely use some improvement from a search engine optimization standpoint. Next up here is meta description. So if we come back over to the search engine listing, we talked about in a search engine listing, this is your title tag. Obviously, this is your website address. This text below it that describes your website is usually pulled from your meta description tag as long as Google thinks that it's relevant and you've got one available. Now on your website, your meta description tag says, we are a training program in TN. We offer unparalleled training programs to men, women, and children. In a search result, your meta description tag doesn't really help you to rank better in the search results. What it does is it gives you the ability to put a really compelling description in the search results that tells people why they should click you instead of your competitor. I recommend working on your meta description and making this more compelling. Having a really good meta description tag can mean the difference between you getting the customer and your competitor getting the customer. So spend some time, make the meta descriptions perfect, and you'll get more traffic from the search results. Next up here, heading tags. You've got a number of heading tags. They say pick a location, Bartlett, Olive Branch, Memphis, about our school, kids martial arts, on and on and on. Heading tags are usually text. I'm guessing that this is maybe a heading tag. Like this about our school would usually be a heading tag. So they're usually bold text at the top of a section of text. Second to the title tag, heading tags are usually, in my opinion, are the probably the second most important element on a website where you want to see your keywords. I'd recommend tweaking your heading tags to make them better use the exact phrases that people are going to type into the search engines. I think that'll help you to show up for a more diverse list of keywords. Text to HTML ratio is optimal. That's good. I think that's okay. It says you don't have a robots.txt file. So a robots file tells Google and the other search engines what content you want them to look at and index and what content you don't want them to look at and index. I don't think it's a huge deal that you're missing it, but if you're going to go to the trouble of fixing all the other stuff that I've talked about, I'd probably go ahead and add that one as well. Next here, XML sitemaps. It says your website does not contain an XML sitemap. So an XML sitemap tells Google and the other search engines an exact list of all your pages, gives them an address of where those pages are located, and then it tells them when the last time those pages were updated, so that when you make an update to the website, it can notify Google or Bing or Yahoo, whatever search engine, and say, hey, this page has been updated, and they know to come back and re-index it and update it in their listing. I would recommend adding an XML sitemap if you're going to go to the trouble of making the other changes that we've talked about. Other than that, everything else here looks okay. I don't think these other things they mention are all that big of a deal. Master Bromley, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. I don't want to be too long-winded and hold you up too long here, but I hope that the stuff that I've covered so far has been informative. I hope you find this to be useful information. My ultimate goal is to be a resource for you. I want to help you to make your website a better tool for your business and ultimately earn your trust and earn the opportunity to work with you. I want to be your go-to website guy. If you need help making the changes that I've talked about here, if you've got other changes that you'd like to make to your website, if you want to look at your other websites and figure out how they're affecting this website, those are all things that I would love to talk to you about. So thanks a lot for taking the time to watch the video. I'm going to send this over to you here in just a few minutes, and then I'll follow up with you in a few days to make sure that you received the email, to see if you had any questions, see if there's anything that I can help you with. So I look forward to talking to you real soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.